with a prayer.
Welcome, Holy Spirit. We are in your presence. Fill us with your power, oh Lord. Live inside of me. You're the living water, never drying fountain. My comforter and counselor, take complete control. Welcome, Holy Spirit. We are in your presence. Fill us with your power, oh Lord. Live inside of me.
We are with a new chapter, Man and Media. Man, you know who he is and what we are. And here, man is connected with media. In today's world, man cannot live without media. And as you know that you are most often using the mobile or the internet, Google and so on. So let's now watch what this media is. You can see the picture here, the man and the media. To make it a little more clear, we shall now move on to the drawing. Imagine this is the world, okay? And you see the tree here branching out in different ways. So why we have taken this tree? Because tree always grows to its height, or the tree branches out and it grows higher. So same way, the medias that we see today will not be applicable tomorrow. We can say that the WhatsApp that we are using today, there will be a message coming that updating the present WhatsApp. Everything is on its move. So we can see here, the first one is a pigeon. It began with maybe a pigeon. Do you know the stories? The pigeon passed the message to someone. If you recall the story of Nalan and Damayanti, do you remember that story? Of course. That story will lead us to this message passage. Now coming to our own time, there is WhatsApp. Within WhatsApp has got a symbol, isn't it? So looking at this picture, you will know that it is WhatsApp. So the recent thing that we are doing, what is that? YouTube. How we will know that it is? So there will be one box like this with a red color, and they will be written. So looking at this, you will know what it is, because the YouTube it will be written in with it white and the other part will be red. And there are different varieties of medias: Telegram, Facebook, messages, Wi-Fi, Yahoo. It is your turn now. Find out the different medias that you have come across during your time. Look at this picture. idea do you get from the picture? Describe the symbols and images, or say what each one represents. I shall give you a hint. Now there is a pigeon. Pigeon is the earliest means of sending messages. Then the computers, the modern electronic media. I have given you 2 hints. So from this, the other medias you just find out and write what idea do you get from those images. What does the tree represent here? I shall give you a hint here. It's a growth, evolution of media and communication. What is this evolution of media and communication? So that means you should know what is media and what is its growth. Can you identify the times in which each image was popular? Which do you think is the best media of communication? Collect some more pictures related to the mass media and communication. Have you read stories where birds were used to carry or convey messages? Coming to the next page, we can see that the picture is clear here. We can see that the pigeon is there and the growth of it, how it moved with the different medias. So some questions are here. What do these pictures tell us about? Do you remember stories in which birds and animals carried messages? How are messages conveyed nowadays? Nowadays you remember or you think how you are sending your messages to your teachers, your friends, your relatives. So since it is Corona time and you know sure that you cannot come to the school or you cannot meet your friends, but still you are making use of your time managing yourself with the media. So find out how are messages conveyed. So we are with the next chapter, Man and Media. Man and media. Different images are locally linked to show the evolution of mass media through various decades. Each image represents the means by which communication was carried out in different places and times. The picture is aimed at sensing the themes. So what is this theme you mean? If you see the picture of a message, you know that it is the thing that you can send message to someone. And if you see the image of YouTube, you know that it is YouTube. So same way, each image carries its own meaning. Here we know that mass and media, and coming to the next is the story of messages. Does the title suggest anything? Can you guess the content of the passage that is given? Because the content paragraph heading is the story of messages. You may skim through the passage and say what you have understood. So just go through the paragraph and find out and understand what does this paragraph mean for you. After reading the text, do you think that your guess was right? So first you go through the silent reading, and after that you reflect on it whether your reflection in the beginning was in connection with after reading the understanding that you had about the paragraph. Now listen to me. The story of messages. Nowadays when we want to communicate, we either email a person or send an SMS. Everything happens by the clicking of a mouse or pressing a few buttons. It was not so in that near past. It was not so near past means it was not like this our time. Nowadays we can just type the messages and sent to the persons concerned, they will get it then and there. But earlier it was not the same. Most people wrote letters, put them in an envelope, got them stamped, dropped them in a post box and waited patiently to hear from the other person. That means earlier, maybe our own time, not your time, but our time, we were writing letters to our friends, to our authorities, and after writing that we have to fold it, close it, paste it, write the address, go and put it in the post office box, and they will take it, they will stamp it, they will record it, and they will send to the next post office or where I have sent the address. So then I have to wait patiently because the letter has to be reached there, they have to open it, they have to read it, and they have to reply. The same time that I have taken, they too need it. So there was a lot of time that they were taking to receive the messages. But nowadays it happens all in a fraction of time. If I want one video or anything that is from you, I just send a message for you, dear one, I want such and such a video, will you please forward it to me or will you please do it for me? And in fraction of time you do it and send to me. Or if you want to convey the message, sister, I am unable to send the textbook and notebook now because I am having such problem here. So it's all done in a fraction of moment, within a time, within a moment. Brisk of the time everything happens and the other will know about what we mean by it. There is a question here in page 80. Everything happens by the click of a mouse or the pressing of a few buttons. It is written here. What does the writer mean by this? So it is your turn now. Think and reflect and write your own answer for it. Way back in the 1850s, letters went on horseback from the east to the west of America. What do you mean by this sentence? Way back in 1850s, that means in the year 1850s. And now we know it is 2021. That means years ago. So we are learning another phrase here. Way back in the 1850s. What happened? Letters went on horseback. That means they were taking the letters on horseback from the east to the west of America. From east to west, they were carrying the messages on horseback. One freight company decided to speed things up by hiring 80 men to take the mail to the west on horseback. Now you know that when something has come to the commodity and if we want to speed up the thing, we want the things to be done more faster. So what we will think? We will think about what can be done to make it faster. So same way here, horse, you know, it will run faster. But still, people were thinking, other than this horse, to reach the messages there from east to west, little more faster, they were thinking what else they can use. So there came a freight company. They decided to speed up by hiring 80 men. That means 80 men means 80 gents, okay, to take the mail to the west on horseback. In 1860, the Pony Express was formed. That is how the next, after 10 years, this happened, and 1860, it happened that Pony Express began. First we know that it was on horseback, and in 1850, by 1850 they were thinking what else they can adapt to make the things go faster to one person's hand. So they were thinking that Pony Express came in 1816, that was after 10 years. In 1860, the Pony Express was formed. Pony Express means express, you know that super fast, express, all those things. That means it will be much faster than the super fast. The riders for the Pony Express were chosen for their lightweight as well as their riding ability. Now, they were thinking how they can select the persons. See, when we are going for one business job or for an interview, the company will decide which kind of persons they want to go on their business smoothly. So here, the Pony Express people, they were deciding what kind of people should be there for riding this horse. So the riders for Pony Express were chosen for their lightweight. That means people who are so fat, they will not be able to do this express kind of forms. So they were taking lightweight people, lightweight, maybe like me and all. Okay, so the thin persons were chosen for this riding. So that was the ability, the riding ability also they were seeing to. The person should know. If we are calling a driver for our taxi, then we should know whether this person can drive well or is he have any license and so on. Anyway, here the Pony Express people were seeing to their riding ability. They should know how to ride faster. Most of them were young boys. So they collected 80 men they wanted, isn't it? So they collected young boys. Young boys means boys always will be thrilling and they will be faster. So the route they undertook was a ragged one. Ragged one means, the way to go to Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, there is a straight way, but it may take a long time to reach there. So what will they do? They will take the shortcuts. When we go by auto rickshaw, if we want to reach somewhere so faster, what will they do? They will take the different ways. They say that to reach the messages from east to west, they were undertaking the rugged ways. Rugged means very risky ways it was. It went from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California, a distance of over 1,800 miles. So they were taking the shortest ways. So the shortest ways means they may have to go through the forest or some other ways. Each rider rode a total of 75 miles. So each rider were riding the horse for 75 miles, changing ponies at different stations. That means as we are doing the relay competition, we will be going and running faster and giving our stick to another. And that person will run faster and give the stick to the another. To reach, the person who reaches first will be the winner. So same way here, they were allowing the young boys to stand at different places and they were passing these messages and each person was riding 75 miles. Second question here on page 81. Under what circumstance was the Pony Express formed? Under what circumstance? What happened? Why the Pony Express began? So if you are not getting the answer, once again go back to the passage and you will get the answer. And after that, the third question you will be able to answer. List the modern ways of communication. What are the modern ways of communication now? That is the next question. So answer more questions, answers. The mail was carried in 4 leather boxes. And you know, they were collecting the messages and they packed in 4 leather boxes, which were attached to a special saddle blanket. Special saddle blanket was there on the horseback, thrown over the saddle. The changing of ponies was done in 2 minutes. And you know that each persons were riding 75 miles, we said, and they were only taking 2 minutes to reach there. So you know that how this express is. The speed was a bonus. As you know, for each and every business, if there is any improvement in the part of the person who is working for it, and the authority will provide some gift for them. So there is a bonus here for the speed level. The speed was a bonus because it cut the average delivery time from several weeks to about 10 days. You know that before the Pony Express, while they were taking these messages on horseback, they were taking several weeks. Several weeks means, you know that several weeks, 1 week contains 7 days. So here they were taking only 10 days to reach there. The fastest trip was made in 7 days and 17 hours. The fastest. This record was set by the rider carrying President Abraham Lincoln's message to the US Congress. So we can say the first record was this, carrying the message for whom? President Abraham Lincoln's first message was taken to US Congress. It is given here what is this US Congress, lawmaking body in US. He wanted to give the message to them, and it has taken how many hours you can see. That is it, because they have said that 7 days and 17 hours. So that was the record thing about President Abraham Lincoln's first message to the US Congress. So fourth question here, in what sense was Speedway bonus? Now you will know how to answer it. The poor riders had to ride through unknown terrains. The poor riders means they have to take the very shortest way. That means it is a rugged ways, difficult ways, you know. And they have to ride through unknown terrains. They don't know the way, but they have to move on. Some routes exposed them to attacks from red Indians. They were attacks from red Indians and led them through dangerous territories, and they were dangerous situations. Newspaper advertisements for riders listed one important requirement, and they have given newspaper advertisement. What was the advertisement? The important requirement was orphans preferred. Orphan means those who don't have anyone for themselves. They are all alone, left orphan. Why they might have chosen such a person for riding the horse? Maybe on the way we said that there are dangerous situations, attacks. Maybe they can lose their life. No one will be there to ask about them. That is why they have chosen, or they have given this important requirement there, orphans preferred. Though exciting, the Pony Express was a short-lived experiment. Though exciting, to hear this we are also very much excited. So, but even this Pony Express was short-lived. That means better thing might have come. Let's see what it is. It lasted for only 19 months. Only 19 months this Pony Express, which was begun in the year 1860, moved on. By then there was a telegraph line from coast to coast. Then began the telegraph. There is another question here, fifth question. What were the difficulties experienced by the riders? Why was the Pony Express a short-lived experiment? Think and write. And we have given here, it lasted only 19 months. By then, there was a telegraph line from coast to coast. Then came the telegraph. So first it was given in the post that. Then came the Pony Express. Now the telegraph. This was definitely a faster way of sending messages. This was faster. Now we are learning fast, faster, fastest. Isn't it? So we are coming to the superlatives now. But the invention of the radio brought in a great revolutionary change in the field of communication. So we know that even the telegraph will need to reach there, though it happens within no time, but still they were hunting for the next communication media, and there came the radio. Radio means you know that from the radio station, if they switch on and say the thing, that moment itself, those who have got the radio, when they on, they will hear. So it happens when they have to give the message, then and there the other person receives the message. So this part has taken from the Hindu Young World. We can make a word about the Pony Express. So think that first you can give it as a Pony Express. So we want to know other things. So you can just mark like that. What all things you are going to do, what all things you know about the Pony Express. So from the very patterns. Then you know there was a difficulties. Okay, so find out and add your views onto that and make the word well. So dear ones, what idea do you get about the emergence of Pony Express? Can you explain about it? So make a paragraph about the Pony Express, how it began and what was the difficulties of it. And how many of you sympathize with the pony riders? Do you feel pained while we have read about it? So write your experience on the pony riders if you have a sympathizing heart. One more word word. See now this is hose. So you can make another word webs to that. Maybe different words you will get for hose. Hose was used by Pony Express. Another thing, it has got a saddle. Then maybe hoof. So accordingly, now you know the connected words with hose. So complete the diagram. So let's complete the box now. The Pony Express, its origin and reasons for its failure. The Pony Express in the first box it is given. And the question is the year of origin. So find out the origin and then write complete the box. So accordingly the work that I have given you now complete the box.